My name is Randy Bell,
What's poppin'? It's your boy A Squared here.
and this is the NFS podcast,
Mm-mm.
where we have nothing to sell you.
We never have anything to sell right now.
Thanks. I honestly had nothing after that. I was just trying to think of a good catchphrase. I'm like, nope.
We'll figure it out. We're only on this.
Essentially, yeah, we're the not for sale podcast because we got nothing to sell you. So we just here to talk some shit and then bounce and get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Clocking our time and just piecing out.
Yep. So how you doing? How's your week been? Your birthday just passed.
Yep. Well, feels weird being 32 because I think at this point, after
nigga,
you
old.
reach. Excuse me?
Nigga,
you know we're in the same age, right?
No, I'm 25.
Wow. You're gonna lie to them right now?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have my birth certificate, sir?
Shut the fuck up, man.
I am.
Yes, I do.
25 years old. You are 7 years older than me. Okay, there, old man. Chill the fuck out.
Shut up, man. Shit.
Anyways, how's it feel? How's it feel to be old now?
Well, other than the fact that anything past 25, I just don't really care about my birthday anymore.
Oh,
Just
really?
another year older. Yeah.
So when I turn
felt
20,
that way.
so when I turn 26, it's not going to be as thrilling anymore. Then,
Fuck up, man. Oh my god. We're gonna run this all night now.
I don't know what you're talking about, Run. I am speaking my truth, all right?
First time you ever lied in this podcast with shit.
25, still alive, thriving, baby. Feeling as youthful, but I'm feeling the age, because 25 is a hard time to be alive in, It's just like, geez. I thought I was going to be where I'm supposed to be, but hey, what can you do? What can you do, man?
No matter what, though, even if you think you're 25 or you're my age, just grateful for everything that's come so far. And really, I have no regrets with what I've lived so far. We've talked about last time, we've circled around, basically came back to where we are, and now we're moving ahead with things. So, you know what? I'm grateful.
Oh, me, on the other hand, I have nothing but regrets. He talking about lying shit.
Now he's telling the truth.
I mean, then you ain't done a fucking thing if you ain't got no regrets. I don't believe anybody who says, I got no regrets. I'm like, you fucking lying. You regret
Dude,
walking.
there were lessons, man.
Yeah, right. You regret walking in that room when you tripped in it.
It made for a great story, did it not?
No. You just sat there.
So I walked into this room.
You just sat there and said, fuck, I tripped. Man, shit. Now everyone's laughing at me and they're all probably going to think about it. And you thinking about it more than everyone else, but you just like, fuck. Can I get a redo?
This motherfucking mad shit.
I'm just saying, everybody trying to act too cool and just be like, I got no regrets, son. Mm-hmm. Remember when you shit yourself? No regrets, huh?
Do you?
I mean, that was when I was a baby, so yeah, there's no regrets there. I couldn't control my bowels.
So yeah, the burrito you ate, huh?
Burrito. I don't remember the last time I had a burrito. I don't remember the last time I was outside. It was yesterday when I was on my way to work.
See? Did you have an apple fritter yesterday for work?
Why are you putting all my business out there? Like, god damn. Fucking snitch out here.
It's not
nigga. You a real 6ix9ine fan or some shit, nigga. God damn.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Hey, I'm not the one putting everybody's business out there. Shit.
It's a fucking apple fritter. What the hell is that about your business?
This went to a whole fucking snitch cast right here. You trying to tell everybody that I'm not 25? You trying to tell everybody what I was eating yesterday? You trying to tell everybody where I was going to? Who I be fucking? God damn.
Where are you now? Off the record.
Nigga, we are streaming. The fuck? We are recording a podcast. Fuck you and your record. And for those who wanted us to say happy birthday to A Squared, what you can do is play his record, Want It Back, featuring the amazing, the outstanding, the most gracious and humble Randy Bell.
The little paradox over there. Gracious and humble, but yet he brags.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, you can stream that song on all DSPs. It is everywhere. Try to stream it on Tidal.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Title pays well. It shows us that you really love us if you play it on Title.
Yeah, if you have a Title account, why not?
We are not sponsored by Title. Jay-Z doesn't see any of us.
I wish he does. I swear he created like a playlist just recently too about the top, or like what I think he called it the 2020 COVID or like 2020 Vision COVID-19 playlist.
He called it successful people, and made sure to block us.
Oh, you guys are entitled? Nah, fam, nah.
He said, "Be happy that I let you guys in." All right.
You got a piece of this pie. How much? Barely a penny. All right, I'll take it.
I mean, hey, Title pays really good, so I'm not gonna knock it.
No. I mean, grateful that
better than others, but I won't mention others because I can't hate on anybody because I am nowhere near big enough to do any of that stuff. And if I get blocked off something, I'm screwed. Got a single.
Add that to the list of things that will block you off.
Yeah, there isn't a big list for things blocking me. I don't talk that much. I don't got too much to say right now because I'm industry. So everything is great.
Everything's fine. Well, everything's behind.
No, it's all that bullshit. You guys aren't locked down.
Right.
You guys aren't locked down over there.
No, but at this rate, we might be because like the logic out here is that we're doing better than Alberta.
Good. I hope you get locked down.
Wow. At this rate, I think we need to get a lockdown because like we are, like our cases have been fucking high, man, and I still can't believe there's actually an anti-mask protest. Awesome. Believe it or not.
Karens are everywhere. I don't know why you don't understand this. They are everywhere.
Look, I was being optimistic.
I don't know what for.
Because I want to move on with my life and not deal with this fucking COVID shit.
I mean, that's all of us. I'm a person, as you already know, who likes to be out all the time. This year has been the most damaging to me as to having the plans, but then also being like, oh, you can't go anywhere and you can't do any of your plans. And it's like, okay.
Thanks.
And I'm a person who likes to say that I don't like to dwell on problems. I like to just think of solutions. I had no solution this year. I was torn down very easily, very quickly.
Imagine, man. Like every time you'd call me, and just the fact that like you're just a little bit closer and closer to like heavier depression, it can't be helped because again, like we're in two different provinces, as we've mentioned earlier.
Which brings us to the topic of today's podcast: the mental health of artists. Just before you get all the way into it, and I'm just like, well, yeah.
No, makes sense.
This isn't natural. No, I'm lying. This is all natural. This is all the bullshit that we do.
Of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, mental health. I know that you've been calling me religiously, and just having your litany of just I'm stuck at home. The only place I'm going to is just
make
work.
Me seem like some kind of way. I see how you are. You just like to make me seem like some kind of way. Randy even calling, crying on the phone and shit, nigga.
You were the one who
stop trying to paint a picture, alright? Stop trying to paint a picture. You are not that kind of artist, okay? You're trying to paint a picture of me to the fucking people. I will roll up after the winter.
Will you? Legally?
After the winter. Not now. Y'all got snow.
That's what I thought. Puss.
Yes, I'm not flying in the fucking snow. With your flying in the snow to attack y'all with y'all racist and y'all anti-vaxxers. Yeah, no, fuck all that shit.
Yeah, anyway, go on then, if you don't want me to attack you some more.
Hey, I ain't scared about attacks, nigga. You just putting my business out there. Like, god damn, chill.
Fine.
I am not an open book. I am riddled in issues. Hence why we're talking about
Explain.
this. Hence why we're talking about the situation of mental health. I am riddled with walls. I am a poorly built house.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, I would rather focus more on the mental health of entertainers because that's what we are. That's what people around us are as well. And there is a
Agreed.
lot of issues that as entertainers we go through. And I'd like to preface by first saying this video is sponsored by Now Playing. This fucking
We got sponsors already?
nigga, I wish. Nobody's
Oh my
again.
goodness.
But yeah, I'd like to preface this by just saying first is like I get music is a fun genre to everybody, and I am no gatekeeper. I just want everyone to understand that this industry may seem easy, at least within the first steps, because I know, you know, some people get into this just by getting that viral moment. But the industry is just as hard as any other profession that you would think it is, or that you would think.
100.
We just don't get a degree. Well, we don't need to get a degree.
No.
But understand that, yeah, if you get a moment and you decide to shine or you start to shine, things can switch up on you or things will switch up on you because, you know, you thought that you knew everything, but I'm like, there's so much to learn.
A lot.
And frankly, I would rather say that taking the slow route and is a little better than taking the fast route. And I feel like I understand in the industry they want you as young as possible, mainly because they want to just kind of screw you when it comes to contracts and things like that. Because they kind of want to rush you by throwing a bunch of big money in your face. But I find as you get older, one, you learn yourself. Two, you have a good set of people around you, friends that you might have had from the past that'll keep you level-headed. And like, I don't even know if I had a third. But third, you build the right team. You're able to do a lot of stuff yourself. If you actually take your time and you don't actually go into a label as quickly as possible, like you have time to build everything as well as learn a lot.
Yeah.
Because my experiences of the industry suck, and I'm only at the underground level of like maybe just getting some of the stepping stones and not the significant stepping stones that are like, oh shit, I'm opening for big artists. Like, no, I'm doing
Still
shows that are big to me. You know, I'm getting like some of the popular I've gotten some of the popular venues around Toronto. Doesn't mean anything. To me, yes. To others, a little bit. Depends on the person.
No, of course.
But yeah, like there's a conversation that essentially, you know, me, you, and your girl were having about just like how friends will disappear, which is something that everyone needs to be ready for, especially when it comes to just the pursuit of any career.
And that is actually a pretty big deal because if you aren't actually prepared to lose friends, and it's actually going to overwhelm you. Yes. And I think the three of us, when we were talking yesterday, have had our fair shares of friends lost, relationships broken, among other things, on top of trying to figure out where we are in this industry.
Yeah. Because, well, again, if you meet people within the same genre or whatever you do, you build bonds and you want to grow with them, right? But it doesn't work like that because you slowly start to realize how serious people are. And I know when I came into music, I was like extremely new to not understanding, like to the points of not understanding, oh, you have to pay for beats, which is, it's really dumb. And I'm just going to put that out there. Yes, it is really dumb.
Really was. Look back at that now.
I mean, hey, well, you don't know anything. People just, because you know what it is? It's like people gave you beats Now you didn't know, but you didn't know where they got them from. You didn't understand, and I did not understand the process at all. Like I was straight fresh, and it was like someone gave me beats, and I was like, oh, cool, and I was like, I could just use these, and that was it. Because I
Not
assumed,
realizing the stipulations behind it too, man.
because he didn't explain to me that someone else produced them, so I thought he produced them, but he was just a rapper, and he gave them to me, and I was like, cool, all right, I'm gonna use them, and I used them. Nothing came of it because nothing came of me. But you know, yeah. But yeah, like there's gonna be a lot of sidetracks as into this, the etiquette of this industry, and that is one, buy beats, respect the producer. If you like their work, pay for their work.
Yes.
It takes a lot.
I guess it goes without saying, like. Yeah,
you would think so, but no. Hey, again, myself as an example, I didn't know how everything worked, and I understand people not knowing how things work. But then there's also just the lack of respect when everyone comes in and asks, "Yo, I don't really got the money," blah 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 bullshit. But when I start making money, I'll bring back to you, and you'll start making money. When are you gonna start making money?
Exactly.
I know we dream big. We think that things are just going to pop off and there's going to be this overnight success when there's no such thing. But we think that this is going to happen, and then we end up making no money. And then this producer has produced this beat and gave it to you for free if he actually did believe you, and nothing came of it. Then what?
Where's my money?
Yeah. So, like, pay. Just buy a lease. It's fine. Buy the lease. Try and make it big.
Yeah.
And then go back and negotiate to actually buy the whole copyright for it.
Nah. That was a hard lesson to learn on God, though. Like,
it wasn't a hard lesson to learn because we sadly to say, we never had any stream bouts of success where we were making a whole lot of money. It was just something that, again, you learn along the way, where it's like, okay, because I know I went to school for film. So when I came out, I started doing music, and I would shoot music videos with people. It was that helped me understand a bit quicker, in the sense to say, like, I'm putting thousands of dollars into my equipment. I was charging, what was that? I was charging $350 for a music video. This was me and my boy at the time, So that was two of us.
I remember that.
So that's $150 for each of us. We are driving. We would be driving the artists around to each location, doing everything from shooting, lights, editing, all that bullshit, whatever. The standard, basically. I would charge $350, and people would still try to bargain it down. I'm like, at the time, like, my camera was over $1,000, and all the other equipment I got here is hundreds and hundreds of dollars here. Like,
understand too. Like, yeah, the other thing that people don't get when it's a big insult for especially videographers and producers to say that, can I barter for this, or can I get this for free and then I'll pay you back? Because at that point, like, it's sort of the understanding that you don't necessarily respect their work enough that you'd be actually willing to invest in it. It sort of comes full circle. Like, you not only pay for the work, but you also pay for the respect and acknowledgement that, they've put a lot of effort into this, and you're actually paying for its value. Yeah. So that when you get things for free, it's sort of like, hey, I'm just starting off, I'm just freelancing, I just want someone to notice me. And it's sort of that same thing with the discussion of virality and just or short-term fame versus like long-term like gain kind of thing.
Yeah, because I was honestly, I should have been charging a lot more, because it wasn't like my shit was bad quality, but again, it's the market where you're trying to, sneak in and get a bunch of people at this cheap price. And then, once you got enough people, my price was going to go up, but things didn't work out that way. Mainly there was too many issues that I won't go into.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, that is just this was a whole like all the way off, but all the way off the topic. Yeah. But it was either way. I just need to put that out there, because I'm like, I have an understanding of how much work a producer puts in, or engineers put in, or anybody puts into their craft.
Yes.
that you need to understand that there's that level of etiquette and respect to say, yo, if I can't pay it now, we could sit down. Can we come up with a payment plan? Can we come up with this or that? Like, don't just try to tell them, yo, man, can you put that down? $350 is not that much. Go fuck yourself if you can't afford it.
Honestly, man, shit.
Now, I'm not trying to stun and whatever. I understand everybody's got their own financial problems, but if that is the case, take your time. Find the money in time and do your thing. I get it. You want to rush, but if you can't afford this price, you should slow down then and reconsider shit.
Exactly. Like my pops always told me, like anything that's worth anything that's worth waiting for, like anything. So let's say, like if you're becoming, like if we're gonna take the materialistic angle with this, is that let's say you want this TV, but yet you can't afford it right now. Like you're not necessarily gonna barter with the guy who's selling you the TV and say, hey, like can I get this for $250 instead? No, like you'd want to build up and save for that TV, so that when you finally do get it, it's sort of like you look back at all of the accomplishments, the hard work and effort that you put into getting the money for this TV, and then.
But people don't even barter for that shit. They just look at it and say, "Oh, it's that much," and then they just wait, and then they'll work for that. And that's what I hate, because it's like, "Oh yeah, this was made at this price, so yeah, that just means I can stun and say I paid this much for that." But for a video, I'm not gonna do it. Like, what the?
Cool. That's how much you respect me. I get that. I get that.
That is one of those serious things where I'm like, yes, when you do that, like I'm gonna say somewhat of an ex-videographer, it's like, yes, we look at it as like, oh, so you don't respect my craft at all. So because for you to try and bring it down, it just means that, okay, so you don't believe my stuff is good enough, but you want me to do like over the top shit for you that would bring the price up a lot more. And so like there's so much things that just don't make sense. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, I totally agree.
But either way, yes. Back to mental health, because fucking tangents. Yes, friends. You lose them. You gain them. You lose them. You gain fake friends too. They stab you in the back. They screw you. They might get something out of it. I don't know. Some of them have got nothing from it when it comes to me. But understand that people will talk shit about you in big ways, and there's nothing you could do about it. At the end of the day, let your truths shine through, because as much as they may talk and as much as they may say things, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because if you just keep pushing, you'll show the people what the real shit is. Because as A Squared knows, a lot of people know, I've had people talk enough shit about me. Enough shit. Like
we could write anthologies for all the shit that people talked about, man.
Yeah. Because people get jealous. Because the sad thing is, like, a lot of groups start off with the whole thought process of, let's all work together. We're gonna rise up together. Yeah. Well, we'll all work together, and it doesn't matter who gets there first. Whoever gets there first, we're rooting for, and basically, as time goes on, they'll help each one of us. Like each one of us will be helped and given opportunities to get wherever when the opportunity arises. The only thing about it is that is good on paper, beautiful on paper.
Yeah.
If people actually thought like that, shit would work.
Damn. Yeah.
But instead, everyone says, "Yo, it doesn't matter who makes it. We're gonna do all the other shit I just said." Everyone comes to the thought process of, "But I want to be the person who makes it." Yeah. And with that little crack in the concrete, like the whole structure starts to fall apart, because then when an opportunity comes to you, but you say this isn't really, but then you see that it's not really something that would be good for me, but it could have been good for someone else. You don't really want to tell them, because then that means they get ahead instead of we all get to move forward. I've seen it happen
Yeah.
so many times, and I'm like, it ruins everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it begs the question, like, yeah, the friendship was just there for their own self benefit, not for the initial ideology that it was supposed to be a group thing.
yeah, in most situations, yeah, people
Like it hurts.
trust me, it does,
Hmm.
and you'll realize also, like with all of that happening,
Hmm.
the the more serious you are, the farther you're gonna get. And again, the more people are gonna start to hate on you, and you're gonna realize that, like, yo, okay, because I understand why people think like this industry, like the music industry or entertainment industry, is so huge because damn near everybody and their sons and their mamas are doing this. But
Hmm.
the more serious you take it, the smaller the circle becomes. You start seeing a lot of the same people over and over again,
Yep.
and that's when you start to realize, like, oh, okay, so this is what these people are doing, while like the whole damn population who's doing it isn't really doing much. They're all trying to or fixated on like either virality or money,
Hmm.
which is usually the things that don't
Yes.
get you to where you want to go.
No.
Like, again, you need to love what you do. You need to
Yeah.
appreciate and understand that I just love to do this in order to
Hmm.
actually move forward. But a lot of people don't
Hmm.
understand that. A lot of people just
No.
think, "Oh, let me just do this and I'll blow up quick." And I'm like, "Fuck,
No.
we don't know if this podcast is gonna get anywhere."
No. But we love what we do no matter what, because at this point, like, we're just sharing our knowledge with the one person that's probably listening to this.
Who
Not
I
me, but
mean,
one person that's probably listening to
whoever
this.
wants to check in on this, like it doesn't matter. At the end of the
Oh,
day, again,
definitely.
we're trying to show the experiences of the the lower tier artist,
Hmm.
as we have not made it to
No.
a extremely distinguishable place, but
No.
we're on that journey still. Like
Yeah.
A Square is working on music, I'm working on music constantly,
Hmm.
as well as other things. And
Yeah.
yeah, this is a journey where we, you know what, we're putting out information of, again, past experiences as well as present experiences, things that we're trying to do because, hey, at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose.
No.
So this
And
now
you have
just,
everything to gain.
yeah,
So isn't that really worth fighting for? Like, isn't that worth all of this energy and all this effort you put in, instead of just thinking that you're gonna get successful overnight? You know what I mean?
I know a lot of people I know a lot of people are fixated on it.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
Like I just like to try and come up because one of the things is I like to help.
Hmm.
I get it from my parents.
Hmm.
I don't really care to try and charge people for even the smallest bits of knowledge because I'm like, I gained all this from my experiences. It doesn't mean that I'm going to have to charge you and make you pay for to hear me talk about the stupid things. Like I rather just
Hmm.
like anybody who I've ran into in person and they might have appreciated the music that I've done, or they're always curious as to, you know, like how I got into these positions, how I got into whatever little positions. I'm like, I'll
Hmm.
share it because I'm like, why not? Like I believe that we should be sharing as artists instead of thinking because
Yeah, hoarding, right? Like,
like
like it defeats the purpose of us, like, going up together, or like even like, artists
what's
supporting artists.
it's not even that. It's just the understand, like we all understand where our heads are at. As an
Hmm.
as an artist, I know like when I was working on my first solo mixtape, like that
Hmm.
was when like I was extremely anxious and was just trying to find out the answers because it was like, okay, you do the project. It did well in my eyes. At the end of the day, I had very low expectations for that one, but
Hmm.
it did way better than I thought. But then it was like working on the next project. It was like, how the hell do you blow? And it was going to a bunch of seminars and a bunch of workshops and just trying to figure out. And like you're sitting there, you're listening to these people who are in the industry talk, and
Hmm.
you're not taking in anything because you're looking for that specific thing. You're looking for that
Hmm.
one cheat code that they're going to tell you that this is exactly how you make it. And through all of them I went to, nobody said anything except for like basically, yo, you just got to work hard. And I'm like, nah, that's not it, bro. Like, no, tell me. Is it left, right, or right, left? Like, tell me what it is, because, you know, I need to blow up because, you know, I'm broke out here. But it doesn't work like that. The thing that sucks is there is no cheat code.
No.
It's just like,
as much as people like to hype it up about it, there really is no cheat code.
Yeah, like when people say like the success came overnight, when someone says that, that's just saying, okay, I might have had like 10 years or whatever amount of years behind me of doing this music. But this song in particular just was like well timed, you know. It was just like God decided to bless us with this one and say, here you go. And that's what the overnight is. That one song just kind of blew up overnight. But it wasn't, I just started rapping yesterday and, you know, got 1 billion views. Like, shit, I wish.
Honestly, man, fuck.
NFS Anthem would have been popping.
No matter how many times we rewrote it, that'd still be popping.
Yeah. But nah, but yeah, there's no cheat.
No.
You can you can read every book out there. They could tell you every story about emails and blah blah blah. There's no cheat. Like, the only way to get here is the same way you would have to get here or get to being a doctor, being an engineer, being a subway worker. Doesn't matter. Working in a warehouse, all that bullshit is all the same. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the work. You have to study. You have to, and in the industry, you got to get to know yourself.
Yes.
Like, you have to be able to trust your gut. But like, the biggest thing is, okay, I know I was trying to look from like, what do I have to do? Like, give me like the answers to how I can get a viral moment without looking like a fucking idiot. I could not find it.
No.
And then it was
you and me both, man.
Yeah. And it was that moment. It was more so the moment, again, as I was getting older, that I was starting to learn that I'm like, oh, I just have to do. And it's like, it's so stupid because like, do what? You know, like, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you have to do it. You have to fumble. People, especially now that we're in the internet age, everyone loves to see the fumbles and see the imperfections of the artist, because it shows you're actually a real person.
Yes.
Because we are not perfect. We make a fuck ton of mistakes, and Twitter is there to make sure to retweet that shit when we are feeling ourselves too much. But yeah, and this is one thing I tell a lot of people and friends and things like that. I'm just like, bro, just document it. I know I don't even listen to my own advice, but sometimes. But
is that what we're doing with this podcast anyway, though?
Essentially, like, just trying to force something. But it's just like, you have to do it. You have to stumble. You have to fucking try and climb out of the hole that you potentially put yourself in, or just do whatever. You got to take the leap and just take the chance. It doesn't mean that you have to just go and quit your job. I know a lot of places like, just quit your job and just do it, baby. Just do it. Like, you still got bills and responsibilities. Millennials, we can't really do that anymore.
No.
I mean, sorry, Gen Z, we can't do that. My old millennial brother over here, yeah, he's been struggling.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, we can't. It's not as easy. So yeah, you gotta work your way around a lot of your problems. Hence why I used to just kind of say, I don't deal with problems, I deal with solutions. That was one of my little mantras that I would say, because I didn't want to ever focus on problems, because there was a point when I fell, because again, this industry is hard, and you got to understand, and you got to be very strong, and thick skin. Yes, I'll say, yeah, you need to be thick skinned, because there are going to be a lot of people who tell you aren't great and all that kind of thing. But you also have to be strong minded and telling yourself that you can do this and that you can push forward, because I've talked to A Square so many times where I'm like, okay, my music is not getting played. I've done countless amounts of like open mics and showcases and whatever. And it was like, okay, you have a lot of people who are like, who would tell me, yo, man, I really like your music. Yo, it's dope, blah, blah, blah. And I tell them, yo, man, you could go check out my stuff. You know, send the link. Oh, here's a link or blah, blah, blah. Send them to the right place. And I would check the next week or whatever, and I'd see very little plays. So for me, I know psychologically, my mind was in a place of like questioning if I'm actually good. Yeah. Yes, I have a lot of people coming and saying, man, you're pretty dope. Like, yo, I like your stuff, blah, blah, blah. But then when I don't see the translation as to like numbers, even in the sense, like I'm not looking for like, I get 1,000 plays or streams the next day or the next week. I'm just like, okay, well, with this amount of people who said that, I'm like, I'm hoping that they actually go and check the song. But then it's like, okay, one person, it would mess with me to the point that I would start wondering, I'm like, am I actually a good singer, or are people just like fucking with me? Like, cause this is just a big joke. Like, am I William Hung right now? Because old reference there. Am I William Hung or something? Like, am I just
Gen Z, huh?
I mean, I have older brothers. And you know, you guys tell me about all the old stuff. Anyways, hey, I'm the baby of my family, so yeah.
Cop out. I'm gonna snitch you out, man.
I know you would fucking snitch, but anyways, yeah. It's you get like for me. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. I would love to hear if anyone else experienced this, but it's just like for me, I came to a point where I was seriously in disbelief that I'm like I was actually good. Because a part of me was like, am I tone deaf? Am I stupid or something? I don't know, because I'm like, I'm doing these songs and I'm trying and it doesn't seem like I'm getting the plays. So I'm like, are the songs good? Am I good? I don't really think so. I talked to A Square because I'm like, I talked to A Square. It was just not even like an ego boost. It was reassurance. Like, am I actually a good singer? Because I'm like, I don't fucking know, because I am not getting any translation. I've been going to all these open mics and doing all these things and trying, because I was very limited. Again, I was new. I was still new in the industry and not understanding that. I'm like, okay, you know, there's still the online promo and still the whole building yourself. Yes. But it's like you have those times, and in those times you may be alone. You may not always have someone to talk to. So you have to kind of figure it out and say, just keep going. The song might have not hit the people at the right time. Yeah. You never know when a song is going to blow up. It sucks. You try, you follow your instincts. Sometimes it'll lead you in the right way. Small amount of times it won't. Because sometimes, you know, you try to follow your instincts and then you start second guessing yourself. And yeah, like it's a difficult thing. Fuck. Look, Akon dropped his album, Locked Up and everything, came out, and nothing happened for a whole year. I think he was in jail. For a while. And by the time he came out, then his whole album blew up.
Yes.
Again, artists.
I remember that as well.
Artists have been trying. Look, Jay-Z didn't really become very distinguished until like 32 or something. 2 Chainz didn't become huge until about 35. So don't worry about your age. You know, just focus on your craft. Like there's a lot of things. Thank you. I mean, all these things I Googled, right?
100. I believe that.
But yeah, no, this industry, and yeah, if you focus on all the small, if you keep focusing on all the small things, because that's what I was doing. After a certain point, I was starting to do that. You will quickly fall. You will quickly start to lose yourself, and it is hard.
And then the calls like you and I always have is always a constant reminder: do not focus on the small things. Do not focus on small things. Just keep going, because really, the alternative to
I didn't really focus on the small things for too long. I had big issues that were happening. A lot of big issues, and I feel that's where I feel like that's where it comes to millennials, Gen Z. We're in that transitioning period where we are trying to change a lot of the toxic behaviors of the older generations. Like again, men acknowledging their feelings, because
Oh,
yeah, we're men, like we keep a lot of shit in, right?
a lot.
And that's where I found, I'm like, that's where a lot of the issues come into hand, because it's just like,
Hmm.
again, all these issues, I'm like, I'm not telling anybody, I'm not taking any time. I know with my first mixtape, a friend died on my birthday. So I was supposed to release my mixtape then. I did not. I tried to take some time. A lot of people around me felt like nobody really cared as much. And I can understand, of course, you're not going to have the emotional connection because that's a person that I grew up with.
Yes.
But everyone's like, oh, snub, take your time. No one really said take your time. They're like, all right, like take a week and then, well, you got to get back on things.
Oh.
I'm going to
I
say,
forgot they said that to you. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to just say this now. Fuck everything anybody says. If there's a death and you are very close with this person and you are hurt, take as much time as you need.
Yes.
Because that shit will sit with you if you do not go through the motions, go through all your emotions, and just, I never try to say like I don't really say get over it, because if it's the death of a loved one, you don't get over that. You just kind of start to move forward. You have to slowly start to move forward, and start to move on from all the bad emotions, because again, it's one of those things. Of course, we are going to focus a bit on how they died in the beginning, but it's the main thing. The main thing to do is not to focus on that forever and remember how they lived, the great things about these people. But yeah, that was one of the things that happened with me, and I was like, yeah. So, yeah. So I told him, I'm like, nah, bro, you need these things. You got to take your time, because this industry is stressful, because again, you have a death, and then you have everyone in the back of your head or whatever, your fucking ears telling you to, you got to keep doing this stuff and keep up. And it's like, no, can I mourn? Because this person meant something very deeply to me. But yeah. So take your time. Take as much time as you need when that shit happens. I know there's the opportunities and blah, 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 blah. But if you don't take your time, if you don't take the time to mourn and to, sit with your emotions and actually try to move forward from this, you will crash at one point.
Yeah.
Because if you don't learn how to deal, then you won't know how to deal now when that situation happens again.
Exactly.
And I've already had it happen 3 times, so yeah.
Recently, for me, it's the second time that's happened, and really, honestly,
yeah,
it's big.
Shit is deep. So yeah,
very deep, man.
Yes.
No, just basically, the gist of all of this is that, if you really can't take care of yourself mentally before any of the industry, before any of that you love, what's the point in doing it, right? Sure, it gives you a temporary adrenaline rush of saying, hey, I'm doing this in their honor, so that's why I'm gonna get at this. But at the end of it, you've essentially just shoved those emotions under a rug, and one day it's just gonna come back and bite you in the ass and say, hey, I'm still here. You still haven't really dealt with what happened. And those times it actually hurts.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm really saying, like, people don't look to me to write a song about people after they've passed. I'm not going to say I'll never do it, but it's not something in this time and for the past how many years for me is something that I'll do, because I don't like the feeling of, or the thought process for me is like the feeling of potentially trying to profit off of a death. It feels weird to me, hey, people can do
Mm-hmm.
it. And honestly, when I hear some of these songs that people do in
Mm-hmm.
dedication towards these people, I understand. I'm like, it actually, it's beautiful. But for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do those things. I don't even really like to be open and run around. I don't feel like going around telling so many people about
Mm-hmm.
the things that the bad, like the deaths that I've experienced or anything, because it's not something that I feel like I want to brag about. It's something very personal and something that I want to keep to myself.
Oh yeah.
So I never like to try and commercialize it. Hence why I'm like, when it came to even the BLM situation, I'm like, I didn't want to I didn't want to write music for BLM because it felt weird to me. Again,
Mm-hmm.
there were people who did it, and I loved what they did because it was great and whatever. And at the same time, they could help profit off of it. Me being personally, just again, a lot of this is just personal thought. Me being where I am,
Mm-hmm.
the level I am, I just didn't want to feel like I was trying to profit off of just this moment, because it's not commercial moment where it's just like, yeah, man, let me just do this, and it's like, I'm black and I'm proud, yeah. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's something serious that we've been going through, that we are going through, and as it stands right now, that we're going to continue to go through. So I didn't want to do that. So that kind of messed. So I know when it came to that kind of messed me up, and then having other situations happen messed me. Alarms. um, I had to stop there for a second. What the fuck is that? What the hell is this
Like, oh,
joy? What is this joyous sound playing while I'm talking about serious shit? Yeah.
don't worry.
Be happy, like nigga. Yeah. Lost my train
Goddamn.
of thought.
Larry.
But either way, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like this is just my own thing. I don't judge anybody for doing it, because hey, when some people do it, they do it amazingly. I don't
Mm-hmm.
personally do it because I get that, because for me it feels very disingenuous to me when I feel like, well, I've never actually tried, because I just like, no, I don't even like to write about my emotions when I'm in them. So if I'm feeling sad, I'm not gonna go and like, okay, let me write a sad song about how I feel. Like, no, nigga, I'm gonna write about it after. But that's how I deal. That's kind of like my own artist way of doing things.
The coping way for you, really, or like, yeah, or just the way you deal with the
Well, yeah,
situation. But yeah.
well, I do. Well, I again, I'm very much a person who likes to think about the future, but when it comes to emotions and things like that, I'm like, I like to feel that now, and I'll talk about it later,
Mm-hmm.
because I can't. I don't know. I have to just. It's one of those things. Like, again, I have to get over those hurdles, and just be like, let me deal with it now. And then after the
True.
whole thing is passed, then I'm like, oh yeah, let me make a song about it, because now I understand all the feelings. I've kind of gone through the process, so I've learned my lessons that I needed to learn, and yeah,
Mm-hmm. True. True.
that is what it is. How about you tell me about some of your mental situations that you've had to go through, your things that have broken you down? Doesn't necessarily only have to be about music, of course, all the other
Mm-hmm.
things you've done in life.
Just, I guess it's the inherent thing. I guess one of the bigger mental obstacles I've had to go through personally, on top of everything else, is I always come back to the fact that I'm just such a perfectionist. And I think for many artists, like, I think this is the biggest hurdle, is the fact that, hey, it's not sounding right. Hey, this isn't the way I want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me an excuse, a cop out in a way of not doing what I need to do. And I guess, like, it didn't help that we were in this pandemic situation where initially, like, when we as a province got locked down, I was like, hey, I can actually do this, this, and this now. I can actually get everything that I've ever wanted done. But for me personally, like, the mental obstacle was the fact that, like, I always find a way to not do it,
Mm-hmm.
albeit a given event. Like, it's not like, it's horrible sometimes that, like, I'd use an excuse that's like, hey, oh no, I have bills to pay, so therefore I'm not going to do it, kind of thing. Like, not necessarily saying that I use that kind of excuse, but to give an example. But yeah, like, it's just one of those things. Like, it always stifles me from doing the things I've always wanted to do. It's always looking at that well,
Mm-hmm.
knowing full well that I can make the jump, but sometimes I just don't do it because, like, hey, my footing was off, or hey, I'm not wearing the right, or I'm not wearing the right clothes for this jump into the well. And ever since we started this podcast, I've actually become less and less fearful of actually not taking that dive anymore. That in a way that even though like there were certain events that happened in the last couple of weeks, that
Yep.
I finally I like it's not necessary to say that I'm actually just gonna snowball into this, but like it's more in the lines of like I've actually found a direction this time around. That there is more of a definitive purpose in what I want to do as for me. Like have the goals that I've initially set out 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and even when we were performing last. Like I've actually found a reason to actually chase after that again. The inspiration, everything just comes like it's just coming back. And it's gonna take a while. Like you said, like I never wanted to rush this. The farthest thing from my mind is like I want to go viral, yada yada yada. Like no, I want to actually build this up right. Like, because like yeah, we were blessed in the fact that we had 2 Wonderland performances and we had X amount of things when we were doing it together. This time around, like with my end of the branding, my end of who I am, I finally just figured it out. Like the conversations I had with you is sort of like the times I'd call you, it's more in the lines of reassurance. Like I know we do this a lot, and then like back then, like we say we do it, and then the next day we just forget about it. But this time around, like
Yep.
I honestly feel like it's different. So with that being said, yeah, I think other than the hurdles that you've been mentioning, the mental
Yeah.
issues, like yeah, that was the one that actually stuck out to me the most. It's the fact that it's either my day job is the reason why I'm not doing this, or it's because I'm exhausted from all of this. But it's also like I finally found a way to actually balance the two out, so
Yeah.
that I'm able to move forward. Especially considering just did that big campaign with my girl for her art show, and
Light of the Lotus.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah,
Light
Light
of
of a
the
Lotus,
Lotus. Go check her
yeah,
out.
definitely. But yeah, no, it's just after having that big campaign, it was a sigh of relief, and then knowing that fate put us together again to do something together towards or working towards a common goal. I think that's what's keeping me in where we are right now.
All right, dope. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, this is again, it's hard. It is hard. It is stressful.
It's never going to be easy. Yeah.
Perfectionism is something that can be cured, though. I know. Trust me, I went through that shit too.
Hmm.
Again, you try to be like, I gotta get the perfect record, and like, there's no such thing. But I
No.
know one of the well, I guess I don't know. I guess for me, one
Hmm.
thing I know I figured out how to like get past my perfectionism was
Hmm.
doing one thing that helped me from like when I was a kid, which was even when it came to doing any kind of sports. Like I remember oh man, I am struggling to speak right now. I kind of figured out
Jeez.
like one thing that I focus on. For me, it's practice. If I do
Hmm.
not practice mentally, physically, I am all the way at the bottom of the barrel, and I do not believe in myself. Um, so I know that like if I don't get an opportunity to practice, then I will fall apart. Hence why like there's a whole setup now, even in my room. I don't have like the best equipment, like the craziest equipment. I have basic equipment to record, which I recommend for a lot of artists as well. Actually, like I'm not gonna say you need to buy as much stuff as I did, but like I bought like a mic, I bought like a cheap mic, a little preamp, and all that
Hmm.
stuff to
Hmm.
practice recording at home. So the perfectionist in me gets to record, do everything that I want before I get into the studio, so I don't have to rush. Because the thing about it is, when you go into an actual studio and record, you're paying an hourly rate,
Hmm.
and even though someone might say it's cheap, like $20 or $30 or I don't know, less or more, it
Hmm.
adds up every hour. And especially if you're not ready, you are not
Yep.
finishing that record thing. And then this was the next thing.
Mm.
Because I've heard enough artists say it, and it was like after a certain while of doing music, I now realize the difference in sound when someone tells me that they just wrote that song and they recorded it
Uh-huh.
and they're hype about it. I'm gonna tell you right now,
Uh-huh.
don't be hype. I can tell.
Uh-huh.
And that's like a lot of artists. We can tell, like a lot of artists, a lot of people in the industry, we can tell when you have just
Oh,
written
fuck yeah.
your record because you do not sound confident and you sound like you are reading it because
Yes.
you haven't got those nuances to your song. There's no personality in it. It's just da 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 da
It's
da da
technical,
da
yeah.
da 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 da. So you're holding certain things to try and get past certain whatever, whether it's rapping, whether it's singing, it doesn't matter. If you do not
Mm-hmm.
have the right shit, bro.
Oof.
And it disappoints me because I remember a couple artists who would be like, yo man, I just wrote this, and and it's like I don't want to be an asshole because I'm not that close of a friend with you, so I can't tell you. But it's just like, oh, true. But I want to tell you. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I can tell. It sounds bad. And I don't. And it's one of those things. Cause some of y'all artists, that's why you gotta have a thick skin. Some of y'all have an ego, so a lot of us don't want to say nothing to you because we don't want to waste our time and get in a fight. But like,
Mhm.
gotta have a tough skin because some of that shit don't sound as great.
Mhm.
Also, because it's all on mental health too. Because I'm now shit is starting to roll, son. Shit is starting to roll.
Go on, go on, go on.
I'm gonna saying, pay attention to what people say. As a small time artist, pay attention to how people react.
Yes.
Because this only happened. This was when I was rapping still. This is when I was part of a group that shall rename or stay nameless. I remember I was actually chilling with an engineer that I know. It was the group. It was a bunch of us, or it was myself and the group, our manager. We played him our music. He listened to it. This is a person I could trust because he was truthful. You know, he's like, yeah, it sounds good, you know, but he told us what actually a bunch of engineers that told us was, you guys sound good, but we didn't sound like a group. We sounded like three artists, just doing a track, which I didn't understand at that time, because still I was very new. But like they did that, you know, they bobbed their head a bit. It was like, yeah, it's cool. And this was the same year. I don't remember what project, but Fabulous had dropped a new song. He was gone for a bit and he came back and he dropped a song. Bro, that was probably the biggest realization for me of when you have what a good record is versus what like a great record is. Because everyone's like, yeah, you know, it's cool, yeah. And like we've experienced this because even with our mixtape, everyone said the same thing. It was like, oh yeah, dope. You know, I heard it was cool. Let me know when the next stuff is out. Versus like when my dude heard the Fabulous track, everyone was going crazy in the room. Oh shit, yo, this song is dope. This song is dope, man. Oh man, yo, this is crazy. Yo, Fabulous has got that. And I'm not, and it's one of those things. I'm not comparing. There's no competition. I'm not trying to compete with Fabulous. Fabulous is in a whole next
By
tier.
all means, so. Yeah.
Fabulous is a whole next tier. Any A-list artist, any artist, B-list, doesn't matter. They're all up there. It's not to compete with them, but it's to understand that if someone's reacting to them like that and they're not giving you anywhere close to that kind of reaction, maybe you should try and change it up. Maybe you should try something different. You never know. Because after that group, I essentially quit rapping and I went into singing. And I told myself, and I don't know if everyone should do this, but I told myself, because I went from rapping to singing, I said, if I don't get that kind of reaction for the next 2 songs, I was going to quit. So I wrote a song called Insomnia.
Oof.
And I wrote a song called Till I'm Gone. It was a transitional phase. So Till I'm Gone had rapping and a bit of singing. And then Insomnia had all singing.
Yep.
The funny thing about Insomnia was I actually wrote that as a diss track. Like the first version of it was just a straight diss track. It was called, because I was leaving that group and I I hated them. What did I call it? Oh,
Vehemently.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I was on my professional shit because I even called that record, fuck, what was it? Letter of Resignation. Yeah. No, I had that written. Yeah, bro, I
Yeah.
had that written out. I held it for a year because I didn't, because again, I didn't want to put so much hate into somebody. I didn't want to give anybody that much attention or that much energy because listening to Eminem and Toy Soldier, it was kind of like, you know what? I shouldn't do this. And I wrote Insomnia. And I actually, but the thing about it is, you know, I put like a lot of effort, a lot of heart into that record. I loved that record. A Squared knows how much I loved that record.
Yeah.
Because dude who mixed it for me, Troubles. Shout outs to Troubles. I think he's going by Trouble now. Either way, shout out to him. Dope engineer, dope singer songwriter, dope singer too. Dope all around. I think he does production now as well. So, you know, you guys should go check him out. I did that record. I was hype. I made sure to go and play that record for a bunch of people. And I got the reaction that I wanted. And
yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's why I'm on. That's the only reason why I'm here. Like, but it's one of those things to like try something different. You never know. You might like it. You may be trying to rap today. You could, I don't know, you could go into rock. You could go into any other different genre. You might be 10 times better in it. And I will tell you, you will get a bunch of backhanded compliments about how great you are in this. When people see how great you are in this versus what you were doing, you will get a lot of backhanded compliments. I don't know how many people gave me backhanded compliments about my singing over my rapping. Bro, people made me feel like
honestly, you know,
people made me feel like I was like a deaf rapper, like trying to rap on beat or something. Cause like the way people were going on, like, don't ever go back to rap. And I'm like, whoa, bro. I know, hey, I'm not gonna say I was the greatest, but I wasn't that bad. And then SoundCloud rappers.
No, you weren't.
And then SoundCloud rappers came out, and I'm like, so was I like this? So yeah.
Unreal though, like the first time you told me about that, the fact that like people had that kind of reaction to you, I couldn't believe it myself because at the time we're both doing NFS. I actually looked up to you. Like I honestly thought like
I'm surprised. You should have never done that.
No, honestly, I couldn't believe the fact that like people said that about you because like I actually looked up to you. Like between the two of us, I honestly thought you had the better lyricism, the better cadence, the better everything. And I couldn't believe it when people said that they liked your singing better because, you know, I actually liked your singing.
I mean, I have no problem with anyone liking my singing better. I understand it. I like my singing better. It was how people went about telling me that my singing was better. It's like when people try to tell you you're cute for a Black person or for a Filipino person or for whatever. And it's like,
right.
Hold on. You could have just said you're cute and walked off. You could have just said, yo, I really like your singing. That shit is dope, dog. Because on the first mixtape, My Affliction, I did maybe, how many tracks did I rap on? I did 2. I think I only rapped on like 2 tracks for the whole project. And yeah, it wasn't like, oh man, we need to like make sure we break him down on how he raps because he might try to rap the whole album. Like I didn't. I did about 3 songs because I'm thinking Lost Motivations, Till I'm Gone, and what's the other one? Lost Motivation, Till I'm Gone, and Addicted. Yeah. Which a lot of people liked Addicted, so go fuck yourselves. Yeah. So yeah, expect a lot of backhanded compliments, even if you're not switching genres or whatever, you just, you know, try something and it ends up, you know, you got to perfect your craft. So you end up doing something and people are just, oh man, this is way better than your last stuff. It's like, just appreciate the stuff that I'm doing now. Okay. Don't be a dick. That's to the fans. You don't have to be a dick. You could just tell them that you really like this song You don't need to talk about the others. We're not asking.
No.
I mean, I'm not asking. There's some people who like to torture themselves and be like, so what, you didn't like the last song? And then everybody looks you in your face like, I mean, do you really want that answer? Do you want the truth?
Want me to be nice or the truth?
Yeah. Yeah, like those are there's a lot of things I realizing that you see as an artist, because you're just like,
Totally.
People will love you when you do good.
Oh, they always do.
Yeah.
They always come around too. Like that's the other thing I've found as being an artist, is the fact that like people come around when you start like getting some form of notoriety.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you know that a little too well too.
Yes. When you start doing good, a lot of people will start looking in your direction. A lot of people are going to start trying to feed off of you. Be prepared for that. Again, follow your instincts. Follow your instincts. I know this is one thing a lot of people keep saying. There's a reason why everyone says a lot of the same thing, because honestly, it's just truth. It's simple as shit. It is simple. Like, but that's the thing. Like a lot of this industry is very simple. It's just like, do the work. Put the work in, and you will see good things come out of it.
100.
But like that's
man.
Yeah, no.
Man, like it.
It's crazy. The industry is crazy, but it's like you can be successful.
Those are not saying too. Like it's like any other industry too. Like it is that crazy. It's like when like let's say you're at, well, you already mentioned it, Subway. Like when someone sees that, oh look, you're serving X amount of customers frequently, and oh, you're doing your job faster than everyone. Like people start coming around your way, kind of thing, and then they either try to sabotage you, or they're like, oh, okay, so then want to benefit from you, kind of thing. So yeah, we got a lot of those.
I only said Subway because we both worked there. So
I know
we don't work.
I'll give an example.
We don't work there anymore. So that one person who probably is going to listen to us, don't bother searching. You won't find us. The owner doesn't even own that spot anymore. So
don't even live in the same province as you. They'll never find me.
I don't know about that. Where you are is a pretty small ass place. I was about to say the place, but I'm like, yeah, let me censor that.
Look, now you're gonna have the internet finding out.
I hope so. No, I'm playing. Leave us alone,
dude. But go on.
I don't know. Honestly, there's a lot to go through when it comes to the mental health, because again, it's one of those things. Mm-hmm. If you don't really have the friends to talk to, get a therapist if you need. Get a therapist if you need it. This industry can be very daunting and very hard on you mentally, and with all the things that you may try to do, and you need people to talk to. Like I know, well, A Squared knows. I'm like, my first project, the one project we were talking about, where I tried to go through all that change and all that stuff. It was literally about everything that I was going through: breakups, bad signings, read your contracts, get an attorney.
Yes.
And understand. You have to understand so much. This industry is hard. This industry is harder than it looks. There's to make it in this thing, it's simple, but mentally it is hard. There's so much you have to do and so much you have to pay attention to. Hence why I'm like, getting in here really young isn't always the best idea. I'm not going to say you can't do it. Majority of the artists have, but you need to learn yourself. Have a stable foundation for yourself. Have those friends that are with you while you're poor. Don't have 60 niggas with you. Just have friends. Like people that you can call family, that you say like, this is my brother. Like you need that, and you need to take your time and understand and like just learn things. Learn as much as you can with any opportunity, because you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Even failure can be taken as an opportunity, as a lesson, so that you know what
Always.
To prevent yourself from doing in the future. Like every single thing that comes your way as an artist or in this path, like it will come as a lesson, albeit disappointments or successes. Like,
you're gonna make a hell of a lot of mistakes, and that's fine.
And remember to learn from those mistakes, because you can't just beat a dead horse, right? So find another way, or like all approach it from different angles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always the biggest thing. Is that's the other thing that artists I think limit themselves to, is the fact that they only see the one direction, so they become this one track horse line of just, okay, I only need to get it doing this way. No, there are different angles to get to it. Virality, or when you're younger, when your parents force you into the industry early, or even like what we're doing now, is that learning everything step by step, learning the ropes, and
Mm-hmm.
learning what we can do to maximize who we are as individuals in this industry in order for us to actually gain successes from this.
Yeah.
Those are the lessons that you should need to take away from.
Yeah. Ask yourself questions. It's the best thing. You have to constantly ask yourself questions and just kind of be like, what am I doing this for? Do I want to do this? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to sign to a label? Do you want to be indie? Do you want to like these are honestly important questions you got to ask yourself, because it helps you realize, like, as you get older, you start to kind of realize, like, for me, it's been questioning, like, do I actually want to be signed? Do I actually want to be like big like do I want to be big like Jay-Z and Beyonce, or rather just, make my money and then kind of disappear in the background? I'm a person who, I realize, like, I'm a person who loves my freedom. I love to just be able to go and pick up and go wherever the hell I want. So that has come into question of like, do I really want to be that big? But then I'm kind of like, I would like to experience at least once. I don't know. But
I'd like to, actually. It would be nice, because like I'd love to. I know I've already, like, when I was younger, I'd already like toured part of the world, like, but I really just want to see the world more. And if I can do it doing the thing that I love to do, then fuck, like, I'm all in for that, man. Like, it'd be fucking great. Like, once everything falls into place, and then just I'm able to actually just travel.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing for me. Like coming back, like doing the music and doing the creativity, is the fact that, like, I'm able to explore the world more instead of just doing what I'm doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, no, I didn't really have too much to say. Again, try a bunch of things. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail at it, and you're gonna realize certain things are for you, certain things aren't for you, and honestly, the only way to figure it out is if you actually do it.
That's always the first step.
Yeah. Honestly,
you got to do it.
Honestly, just don't listen to anybody. Everybody will tell you otherwise, in the sense of like, oh man, that's hard. You shouldn't try it. Like, you shouldn't waste your time. You should just try to do this. Like, don't listen to them. Just try some shit. You say you want to be a radio host. I was a radio host for a short time. To be honest, I didn't actually like want that. It was just something.
I remember hyping you up for that, my dude. I remember you telling me.
You hyped me up for it? No, I don't know. I just, like, literally.
No. I was hyping you up, like, when every time you were on, I was like, oh shit, Randy's on right now. You gotta go check it out, kind of thing. I remember that shit, man.
I don't think I saw those tweets or nothing. Yeah. I mean, I was busy. We were just we were trying to get past it. Like, there was a bunch of stupid shit that was happening. Yeah.
Of course.
Again, it was a random thing. It's a story for another day. Either way, just try shit. It's fine to fail. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fall and stumble. Everyone will look and be like, damn, but at least they tried, and everyone will respect that. Some people will make a meme about it. Like Nate.
And look, you become famous.
I don't know. I don't want that fame. I saw what happened to Nate. Respects to Nate, but let's never do that again.
Nope.
Just as a culture, let's just not do that. Let's not do that again. I was rooting for him, man. I was really rooting for him. When I saw him go down like that, damn, son. It hurt.
All the memes.
Yo, bro. Y'all gotta chill out, man. Y'all came for dude hard. Pause. Y'all like, it was only probably a minute. I feel like a minute after people had memes. People busting jokes. No, bruh. Because I had to go check. I'm like, what's the internet saying? It was going off. Everyone was going off and made pictures and everything. And I'm like, damn, man. Damn. people were waiting for this. They thought of
they had the archives ready and shit.
They thought it was going to be Jake, and when it turned into Nate, it just became this bigger moment. I'm like, damn. But I mean, I'm going to still say shout out to Nate. He did something that a lot of us wouldn't do. Get into a ring, try to learn boxing, especially in a short amount of time that he did. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
No, it is a lot.
And, he took it to the, he's taking everything to the chin, everyone's making fun of him. He's fine with it. He's, busting out his little jokes too, whereas his son was trying to learn how to trying to learn how to beat his dad. Did you see that? Did you see that tweet?
No, I didn't actually.
Well, I don't know if it was tweet or Instagram. Either way, he posted a picture of basically what his son was searching and showed like how to beat my dad. But then also under that, it showed like how to hump. And I'm like, oh.
God damn, man.
Now, I originally came in with the intention of just dogging Nate about it, but I'm like, nah, I feel bad.
No, that's really bad.
Because I was gonna say, I'm like, Nate don't know how to pump. Nate don't know how to pump. He can't fight and he can't pump. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be the bigger man, and I'm not gonna do that. I am mature in these moments.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
But I feel like
proceed.
I feel like that's it. I feel like I've actually shouted out a couple artists already. I did shout out Trouble.
Mm-hmm. True.
I need to hit him up. I miss that guy. Hope he's doing good. I know he's doing good. He's doing a lot better than me. I'd say
this doesn't feel like one of those like regret relationships, like calling your ex kind of moments. So you know what? I'll let you do it.
Yeah. Trouble. No, but honestly, I say respect to him. Another producer that I've worked closely with who is on the rise and just doing so many big things. Akil Henry. Honestly.
Ooh. Yeah. My single to Akil, man.
Yeah. My last project, Love to Hate. He did that, plus all the singles that have come out recently have all been by Akil. So I respect him. He is an extremely talented kid. I would suggest you guys check him out on Instagram and all of that good stuff because he on the rise. To me, he's like already damn well he made it because I'm just like, damn, son, you made it off the block. I'm just going to be here chilling.
Off the block, man.
I'm just going to be here chilling on the corner. But yeah.
Just want my mixtape?
See, remember when we did that?
God damn, man. I missed that, man. I actually loved when we did that.
Don't. I have too much pride now to do that again. Run around a fucking...
It's the little people mentality, man.
Yeah, no. That's why I say I have too much pride now. Back then, it was like, yo, print out. Yo, I remember we burned CDs at my house.
Yep.
We printed out the covers, cut them all, put them into the CD cases. My ex bought the CD cases. So shout out to my ex. She held it down. We actually that's probably the only ex I'm actually still friends with and talk to once in a while. Yeah. Surprising, right?
Right?
You know why? It's because
what were the odds?
It's because she's the only one to have broke up with me. She beat me to the punch, so that's why I had to respect that. I was hella mad that day.
Oh, more ways than one, man.
I actually hit you up after because I was pissed about that. Yeah, she beat me to the punch and she did it in the coldest fucking way, man. I don't even know if I want to talk about that.
Save that for another time, man.
It's one of those
because
things.
There were subsequent stories beside that.
And it's surprising how I still talk to her and she didn't break my heart. She just beat me. I was planning to break up, but she beat me to the punch, and man, she fucking did it. She was cold. She was cold the way she did that shit. I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope you learned something from this mindless chattering. Till next time.
All right.
I'm still gonna be Randy Bell.
I'm always gonna be A squared.
And we'll be here on the NFS podcast because we got nothing to sell. Peace easy.